Pro Smoke Barbecue in the UK here, specialist Masterbuilt dealer. Still the only one in the UK, I think in Europe too. We've had a few requests to do a really basic video of what the Masterbuilt Gravity series smokers do and how they work. We'll do a comparison video of the 3 different models available at the moment next, but in this one we'll just cover some of the basics in our usual low budget way, and walk around the cookers and give you a bit more information. So the concept is the same on all 3 cookers, whether it's the Masterbuilt 1050, 800 or 560. The 560 being the entry level model. The concept here is gravity fed technology, which really boils down to fill this charcoal chute on the right here up with charcoal, mix in wood chunks, you can mix in wood chips, and it all sits on that fire grate at the bottom there, which you can see here. You then push a fire starter through that little hole, light it, keep everything open, and that will get you a fire going in the bottom portion of this charcoal chute here. Once everything's going for a few minutes, you can then close everything up, and then on the computer panel on the right hand side here, set your temperature. That activates a fan which stokes the fire, and the fan will draw air in from this hole here into the coal, and then output it through that hole there into the cooking chamber. In the cooking chamber, you've got a heat manifold down there with some holes in the side. All it's doing is literally blowing hot air into the cooker, and it's all monitored by a probe on the left hand side, which tells the computer whether to stoke the coals more by activating the fan and getting the cooker hotter, or to cut the fan off for the temperatures to then settle, and it will just maintain temperature sort of pretty much indefinitely for as long as you've got it plugged in, and as long as you've got it set and you've got charcoal in there, it will keep going. So that concept is the same across all models here. These sit really tight on. Once you've set the temperature, they'll sit there really well. It's not like an offset where you're kind of up and down, or if you're on a charcoal barbecue where you're fiddling with the vents all the time. This is doing all that for you. So it's got fan system and temperature control all in one unit. The sliders that you saw me take out there, that's to baffle off the coal once you've finished, so you can extinguish the coal and then you can use it again on the next time round. So again, that's quite a nice feature that the Gravity series have. They all are double wall insulated, so two skins of metal. They're slightly thicker gauge material on the 800s and the 1050s, but we can go through that on the comparison video. But in terms of just the idea of how these work and Gravity series technology, that really is it. All the coal, as it burns, will drop through this grate here and into this bucket. So at the end, you can take the bucket, dispose of all your ash, and it's a really sort of tidy cleanup. There's no faff with charcoal starters to get the coal going, and then once it's going, coals drop into the bottom of the bucket. Wait for everything to cool down, and you can dispose of that. All the models of cooker come with these grates here. So these are reversible cast iron grates. One side has a very thin edge for smoking, and then the other side has a thick edge for searing. Obviously, the thick edge, the sort of this kind of thick bar you want for marks on your burgers, on your steaks. You get those nice grill lines. But when you're smoking, you want as little contact with the meat as possible. They all come with the same control panel, computer panel, that has up to 4 meat probes that you can plug in here. You get 1 meat probe with it. So that means you've got a meat probe that can go through this hole here. You can put it in whatever you're cooking, and you can monitor the temperatures using that meat probe there, and also monitor the temperatures of the ambient temperature in the cooker using that probe under there. That will also transmit all of that information to an app on your phone. The cookers all get up to temperature in the same way also. Once you get it fired up, they quote here that you can get 700 Fahrenheit in 13 minutes or 225 Fahrenheit in 7 minutes. We found that to be pretty spot on. Using like a decent lumpwood charcoal that gets going quick, like your Big K, some Oxford charcoal, that's going to get going really quick and get your temps up really fast, because that fan kicks in maximum at the start and gets the cooker up to temp extremely quickly. All the cookers have safety switches on them, so if you open any of the doors during operation, they will actually cut the fan out so you don't get heat blasted up at you when you open this top door. There's also one on the cook chamber lid here. That will still enable the fan to run, so you can grill with the top lid open, but it won't allow the cooker to run at absolutely full pelt. It won't allow it to run at the 700 Fahrenheit when you've got the lid open. I think it runs at 500 Fahrenheit with the lid open for grilling, but I will check that and put it in the description. These sear extremely well. These cookers do absolutely everything really well. They smoke well, sear well, and that's something that a lot of cookers haven't been able to do in the barbecue world. You'll find that things like pellet smokers will be marketed to be able to do that, but they won't get anything like this. You won't get the kind of sear that you get simply because of the fact you're using actual charcoal on this, charcoal and wood, rather than like a pellet. This is not a pellet cooker. There's no pellets involved at all. So really impressed with the Masterbuilt Gravity series. We've got plenty of them in stock. We have them in year round. We do all our own mods, all our own support. We're fully behind this particular barbecue, and we're quite pleased to be a specialist dealer of theirs, and we can sort of handle everything you need. We got loads of mods that will be coming out for them. Not that they really need anything, but we'll do another video on some extra bits and pieces that we've added onto them. For instance, the manifold cover that you can see in the bottom there. That's simply just a stainless steel lid that fits over the existing heat manifold, just to manage the grease strips and things that go into the cooker there. Keeps it a bit cleaner. There's also some little feet that can go on top, so you can mount a drip tray under there. So that's just one of the nice sort of little extras that we do in the bundles that you'll find on the site for these. But yeah, the Masterbuilt Gravity series pretty much covers the basics on them, and we'll do a comparison video of the three so you can see what the different models offer. But this particular one we were looking at is the Masterbuilt 560. And if you need any extra information, just drop us a line, and we'll be able to answer that and get you sorted out with one of these.